We're going to look at Megyn Kelly today and Megyn Kelly 5 months ago, guys. Yikes. Dude, she definitely had the Trump abortion, just so you know. Megyn Kelly, in case you're wondering, that's called the Trump abortion, right? Where they gestate the Trump and then they somehow like have him removed before, right? Before it comes to fruition, have the Trump visibly yanked from the uterine wall. By the way, 40% of the people who are watching my YouTube are not subscribed, so make sure you hit that sub button. All right, you get all the good gossipy shit and you laugh your ass off, and you get a lot of Kermit phone. All right? Hello. Yo, yes, this is Political Punk here. Oh, Megyn Kelly, how you doing? All right, what's up? Oh, you need a Trump abortion? Are you dilated? Can you fit 3 fingers in there? How we living? Yeah? Is it cold? Does it smell like shit? All right, yes. No, we'll get you in here. Let's see. Can you be here at 2 a.m.? All right. I'll get my forceps sterilized. We'll be ready to go. 1 Trump abortion coming up. All right, bye-bye. Fuck you. Dude. Oh, like more like having a tumor removed. Dude, I'm sorry. That's a low blow, guys. I'm sorry. That is just gross. I don't want to make light of actual abortion. It is kind of uncalled for, okay? Because actual abortions are like nothing to make fun of. Because every woman I know that has gone through that process, it's a really serious fucking thing. We have a couple clips here, guys. She went on the Hodge twins. Dude, these guys are such assholes, bro. These guys are terrible. You know what I'm saying? But it is really interesting to me, guys, that Megyn Kelly is laying in the deep grift. Okay? Like deep grift, guys. Deep grift. And so this is fascinating. This is fascinating because like in Trump we trust was their mantra, and surprisingly so though, okay? Because when you think about this, guys, no matter what we think about Megyn Kelly, no matter what whether you like her or dislike her, you can't really argue that she's stupid, okay? Because she's not, all right? She is not like somebody who is just batshit crazy like Laura Loomer, that is like mental illness, like wall to wall, okay? Megyn Kelly is smart enough to know that Donald Trump lies all the time. She knows he lies. She knows he didn't do a good job the first time around. She knows that he committed the insurrection, okay? She is well aware of Donald Trump's lack of ethics, integrity, and ability, and yet she went all in for him during the presidency. So now let's watch her today, and let's watch her 5 months ago, and then we'll discuss it, because here's her today, okay? You ready? She is all of a sudden she's having an issue with Donald Trump's morality.
Talk about a glass house. I mean, Trump has cheated on every wife he's had. He met Marla Maples while he was still married to the mother of his children, Ivana. Right. It was all over the New York papers. I'm from New York, upstate New York, but I was in New York when this all went down the city. And he was like being touted, like he was proud of the affair. It was all over the papers. Mm-hmm. So, and by the way,
it was, he very famously, he took his family, his wife and kids to ski, okay? They went skiing in like Vail, I believe, or Aspen. I think maybe it was Aspen. And he brought his mistress with his family to a very public fucking skiing vacation. And the news media, the paparazzi was there. It was like tabloid fodder. His wife and kids had to go through an entire ski vacation surrounded by reporters because Trump brought his mistress along. It was so dirty, dude. So dirty.
Ivana, his first wife, accused him of raping her. That she alleged in her first book that he was so angry over the hair transplant he got that she made him get. It was so painful that he raped her. And she later retracted that when he ran for president. But that stood on the books for some time. I don't know whether that's true or not. I'm just saying, clearly not a great relationship there.
Right.
And then he winds up with Melania. And, if you think Trump's been faithful to Melania, okay, that's great. You got bigger issues than I can solve here.
Right.
But so the nerve, nerve to act, for him to be judging somebody else's marriage or love relationships or choices, it just shows you like he's got chutzpah, I guess is the word for it, beyond. And it was really inappropriate. And it was wrong. It was what he said was wrong on many levels.
Okay, so there she is. She's like, oh my God, Trump is a dirtbag. Trump is, unfaithful to every wife. He may have raped his first wife. We know he's a horrible person. And on top of that, he's arrogant and judges other people's morality. Okay, you ready to see her 5 months ago, guys? This is Megyn Kelly a mere 5 months ago, okay? Also on Donald Trump.
My own personal opinion is most of the allegations against him are much more complicated than the mainstream media would have you believe. And I don't think Donald Trump is a rapist or a sexual assaulter. I do think he's taken inappropriate liberties with women and gotten handsy with them in a way he's owned himself. Okay? Years ago when he was a celebrity, and it is what it is. That's the past. But it's just about so much more than that. We are talking about how many people dying at the southern border because of the
border
invasion that we've suffered under Joe Biden. We're talking about Laken Riley, whose killer was let in under Biden. We put him on a taxpayer flight down to Georgia where he murdered her. I don't give a shit about Trump getting handsy with somebody 20 years ago. I want someone who will close the border, which he has. I want someone who will keep boys out of my daughter's sports, which he has. I want someone who will stand up to the insane DEI policies so that white kids will stop hearing in school that they're born with some original sin from which they cannot recover, which he has.
So there you go. Dude, that's quite a different Megyn Kelly, guys. That is a 1-year change, guys, from Megyn Kelly being like, I don't care if he gets handsy, right? I don't care if he gets handsy. It's like, yo, dude, by the way, just for the record, getting handsy is sexual assault. All right? Can we be clear on that? There is sexual assault and there's not sexual assault. And getting handsy is in fact sexual assault. So right, but she has taken some level of sexual assault and deemed it like not a big deal in Trump's case because of the border. And now, guys, the Laken Riley shit, give me a fucking break. What happened to Laken Riley is horrific, okay? 4,000 women a year get murdered. 35% of them are by their husbands or their boyfriends or the guys they go out on a date with, okay? Now, I think Laken Riley is horrific, but this idea that if we had a solid border, that doesn't mean Laken Riley wouldn't have gotten murdered by her fucking boyfriend, okay? There's still a pretty decent chance she gets murdered on a date. So let's deal with like the culture of patriarchy and toxic male predatorness that even like allows these murders and grapes to happen. And you ready for this, guys? I'm going to one up it. Accepting a rapist and sexual abuser like Donald Trump. When you accept a rapist like that and you make them president, you are creating a culture that murders women. If you wonder why women get murdered, why women get raped, it's because we take people like Donald Trump who engage in that type of abuse and we elevate them, okay? Donald Trump, if he murdered a woman, I don't think he'd even feel bad. He wouldn't even care. He literally just murdered 200 young girls by firing a missile into a grade school in Iran. This guy doesn't give a shit about human life. Give me a fucking break. He's celebrating firing missiles into fishing boats. He's putting memes about that on the internet. Megyn Kelly is as responsible for Laken Riley's death as Joe Biden is. Okay? She wants to blame Joe Biden and his immigration policies, but she should blame herself and everybody else that supports rapists like Russell Brand and Donald Trump, right? And her shtick about the Democratic Party, bullshit. Okay, we found out Eric Swalwell was a pig, and Eric Swalwell is gone. He's out of Congress. He dropped his governorship in like 1 week. We had zero tolerance for that shit. Okay, we have zero tolerance for that kind of stuff. When that kind of information comes out, dude, we fucking nip that shit in the bud right away. What is up, guys? Thank you so much for watching. You like the video, you want to support independent resistance media, you know what to do. Drop that sub, hit the like button, and please share it. And we do love our members, so if you want to become a member, it's another really great way to support. Thanks again for everything, guys. I'll see you next time. Let's go.